want to be able to thank our government for an opportunity for us to be able to consider career guidance and the power. On me, I have the experts in career guidance that will be expounding more. But personally, I feel career guidance covers four major areas. The area of communication, where schools recommend or encourage most of the students to be silent, and yet the world is about communication and expressing themselves. In fact, what schools do is they have class monitors who write down noisemakers, and because of that it kills self-esteem, so it's almost hard for a young person to be able to express themselves, and yet life is supposed to be willing to speak up. The number two key area is creativity. Because of the too much notes and paperwork and all these different things that are done in school, it's hard for a young person to be creative. They have a lot of work to deal with in order to pass, to be promoted to the next class. So we believe that the power of career guidance is to help them reflect on what else they can do as opposed to what the classes are teaching. Time again, the school system is a bit outdated because it used to train industrial workers where they deal with bills, they work on time, they work on instructions, and yet the world we live in requires people that are flexible with life, that can be able to study the trends of times and be able to work with it. So it requires a lot of innovation, a lot of adjusting to learning and relearning and unlearning what they are being taught. And the other area is critical thinking, the ability to innovate, to come up with new strategies. In Africa, we are lagging behind, not necessarily because we don't have bright young people, but because the education system is not creating a platform to enable young people think out of the box. Of course, because of the mandatory subjects and studies that they have to undertake with a very limited time. And then lastly is collaboration. In schools, most of the training is about competition. So there is need for young people to learn working together in order to be able to build the missing links and the missing gaps in our society. Thank you.
Okay. Since it's within actually career guidance and schools, have you tried before now? Have you tried to move to schools? Which kind of schools? Secondary, primary, and how many? And what are the results you've got maybe?
Okay, thank you so much. First and foremost, Incredible Youth International works with schools. So we've been to at least 1,600 schools since 2005 on almost a weekend basis. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. During the normal class before COVID-19 struck, we would be invited in the school to talk to young people about career guidance, to outline these different key leadership skills. And the experience is what provoked us to start coming to the government so that it can be legalized. Most of the schools have career masters, but unfortunately the career masters mainly focus on the subjects and what against what the kids want to be. For instance, the career master will ask a child, what do you want to be? And then the child will say, I want to be a pilot. Okay, these are the subjects you need to take. Nothing like, these are the mentors you need to work with, this is an environment you need to adopt, these are the books that we are recommending you to, but simply helping align subjects towards the course that this child has picked interest. And most of the times, young people are encouraged by their parents, or not necessarily what they want, but what the parents think is prestigious. Most parents will say, I want my child to be a doctor. Whether the child is interested in entertainment, comedy, or music, or journalism, they say, I insist that you should be a medical doctor or a lawyer. So we want to bring this day to highlight some of the mistakes done by the very parents, which would definitely help if they changed, transform the lives of young people to become better citizens of the country.
So is it going to be like working with teacher students?
It's a collect.
Because in most cases, it's the teachers that are mostly with the students. We parents stay with the children like for less time. But are you going to? Is it going to highlight the teachers and their capabilities? Because not every teacher will manage to do it.
Okay. I would like to be after my contribution. I would like to pass on to my highlight. But this is what I'm saying. It is supposed to be a collective effort by parents, by teachers, by students, and the government to make sure that career guidance makes sense. If every one of us has a role to play, that is why we are trying to bring it on board, to recognize it, so that it becomes a reminder that a parent plays a major role in shaping the life and future of the child. The child themselves also, with the decisions they make, the government or the authorities also have a role to play, and then the school community. Because most schools, definitely, there are some schools that have a passion to instill values to young people, but then there are schools that are looking at a business. To them, numbers make the difference.